This MNO election 2020 is an important one for Métis rights in Ontario. The MNO has long been a leader in advancing Métis rights in Canada. Since the declaration made in the MNO Statement of Prime Purpose, the MNO has been that distinct voice for Métis in Ontario, with a key focus on advancing and protecting Métis rights. And thanks to strategic leadership and an unwavering focus, the MNO has been extremely successful. Over the course of the last 4 years, we've had some groundbreaking achievements in the area of Métis rights. After an exhaustive joint review with Ontario of all existing historic research, we released our conclusions, identifying at least 6 historic Métis communities in Ontario, in addition to the one recognized by the Supreme Court in Pali. We identified the Métis root ancestors that made up those historic Métis communities and established verified Ontario Métis family lines that back up every single harvester card issued by the MNO. We scored 100% in an independent third-party review of our harvester card registry, proving beyond any doubt the strength of our registry. And we successfully negotiated a new framework agreement on Métis harvesting with Ontario, which locked in all advances made on harvesting rights to date, finally eliminated the cap on harvester cards, and set a path forward towards further recognition of the mobility of Métis harvesting rights. From the early 1990s and our hunt for justice for Métis rights, that victory in Pali, to the absolutely historic 2019 signing of our core self-government agreement, the MNO has been a leader and at the forefront of advancing Métis rights in Canada. I've been asked about what the impact would be on our harvesting agreement or on our core self-government agreement should decisions be made to relax MNO's citizenship or harvester card criteria, as some candidates, I understand, have implied. The fact is, we have our harvesting agreement and our core self-government agreement because the MNO has the respect of and recognition from both Ontario and Canada. And rightly so. We have earned that respect and that recognition based on the strength of Métis history, the MNO's independently verifiable registry, our citizenship and harvesting policies, which show the MNO is what it says it is, a Métis government representing the rights, interests, and aspirations of Section 35 rights-bearing Métis people and communities in Ontario. Now, if the MNO were to change course to become a more inclusive and diverse or multicultural organization that I understand some have argued for, the opportunities we have before us today will evaporate. Look around at those Métis organizations that don't have stringent criteria. Governments are not entering into these kinds of agreements with them. If we want to continue to be respected and recognized and achieve even further success for our families and for our communities, we must stay the course and continue to be that distinct voice, the distinct Métis voice, with a focus on advancing Métis rights. On re-election, I will continue to vigorously defend, advance, and protect Métis rights. Here are some of the things that I will push for. We know how important mobility is to our people, and we need to figure out what an MNO system to manage mobility of Métis harvesting rights should look like. To do that, we will engage with our harvesters and other rights-bearing citizens within each of our traditional harvesting territories to talk about Métis harvesting rights. And we will take that hard-fought win from our harvesting agreement and negotiate with Ontario for expanded recognition of mobility of Métis harvesting rights on our terms. Any system we develop and negotiate into place on mobility must work for and respect our rights-bearing regional Métis communities. We will strengthen our captains of the hunt system and the Métis harvest through investing in our captains and supporting our harvesters, and continue to create opportunities to pass on Métis way of life, traditional knowledge from generation to generation. We will continue investing in the MNO registry to support you, our citizens and harvesters, both current and future, with a focus on building out more and more Ontario Métis family lines to support applications, through permanently eliminating citizenship and harvester card application fees once and for all, and through expanding the MNO's mobile registry to provide one-on-one supports around the province with our highly trained genealogists. We will build on the over $300 million that we have successfully secured over the past 4 years to support our citizens and continue to negotiate with Ontario and with Canada to further improve the social, cultural, and economic well-being of Ontario Métis, to make real and tangible positive change for our families and our communities. And finally, as Métis, our relationship to the land is so central to who we are, I will work with our Northwestern Ontario regional community to get resolution for the Crown's broken promises in the half-breed adhesion to Treaty 3. That framework agreement that we signed between the MNO, our Northwestern Ontario community, and Canada is a test case on Métis claims, just like the test case on Métis rights that we took forward in Pali. And when we are successful in finding resolution to those broken Crown promises, we will finally have a process for all Ontario Métis communities with historic grievances to bring their claims forward. And we will bring claims forward. We are going to be looking at those penitentiary petitions, the broken promises of the treaty commissioners to protect the lands in the Sioux, the burning of the Métis village at Agua Bay, the petitions for scrip up in the Treaty 9 territory, and all other potential claims. We will establish a research strategy to drive further historic research and lay the foundation for advancing those historic claims for all Ontario Métis communities where the history supports them. My name is Margaret Froh. I am and always will be a staunch defender of Métis rights. I am humbly asking for your support to re-elect me as President of the Métis Nation of Ontario so that together we can continue our momentum on Métis rights and continue delivering results for our families and for our communities. Voting ends on June 1st. Please don't forget to vote. Merci. Thank you. Merci.